Hi, my name's Taylor and this is my RB25 swapped Nissan 180Sx.
How long have you owned the car and what led you to buying it?
So I've owned the car for about 2.5 years now, and I've just always really loved Silvias. I've had a couple of Silvias in the past. I've had 2 S14s. I bought a pre-facelift S14 when I was about 19, and that was just a SR20DE in it, and that was my daily driver for a while, so that went pretty good. And then I got pregnant with my first son, so I ended up having to sell that and buy a family car. So that was before the market took off, really. I bought that pretty cheap, and then I had to sell that regretfully. But after that I ended up really wanting another Silvia, so I bought another facelift S14, and that was a SR20 Det, and that was real fun because it had a turbo, so that was a lot quicker. And then this thing came up on the market. It was already RB25 swapped, but it was pretty standard other than it having a different engine in it. It was just a pretty stock standard RB25, but it was up for a really good price.
What's your favourite thing about 180Sx?
So my favourite thing about a 180Sx is definitely the pop-up lights. I think that just adds a bit of character to the car. Your standard car doesn't have the pop-up lights, so I think that's something pretty unique about the 180s.
Give us a rundown of your car.
So when we got the car, it came pretty stock standard, RB25 with a Chinese turbo and just running the stock ECU. So that it was pretty slow, to be honest. I definitely wanted a bit more power out of it, so we needed to do a few upgrades. So the list of the upgrades that I'm about to list is pretty much everything that we've done to it since we bought it. So it's got an RB25 Det engine in it that's been swapped. It was a factory CA18 Det. It's got a Master Power R545 turbo. It has a Cinco manifold, a Turbo Smart 38mm wastegate. It's got a gritty blow-off valve. It's got a 3-inch exhaust, and it's got a Walbro 255 fuel pump, and it's got Bosch 1000cc injectors and the Aeroflow fuel rail. It's got a Freddy intake. It has an 80mm throttle body. It's got a front mount intercooler, VAG coils, a Yusha D trigger kit, and it's got a Link G4 Storm for the ECU, and it's got a custom mil-spec engine loom, and it's making 310 kilowatt, or that's 415 horsepower, and it's got a high-low switch in it as well. It also has launch control, and it's got a dial in there which you can adjust. It has TSD adjustable arms and coilovers, and it has Workmeister S1 3P wheels with gloss silver faces and a chrome dish. It's got Falcon semi-slicks on the back pair and just the standard road tyres on the front. So it came with a standard pig nose front bumper and just a stock body kit, and that quite wasn't what I was after. I love the look of the Type X 180s, so I bought a fiberglass Type X 180 kit and just colour matched it to the white car. And yeah, I think that looks a lot better than what it did when we first bought it. So all around, this car is built to be a road drivable track car with a nice streetable amount of power. Yeah, I think this car is probably the perfect amount of power for me. 310 kilowatts, definitely pretty quick on the roads, and it's pretty fun to drive.
What are your build plans?
So engine wise, this car is like the perfect amount of power for me. I don't think I'd touch anything else on the engine. But at some point I might give the engine bay a bit of a refresh, like maybe paint some of the parts in there and just clean it up a little bit. Also, maybe in a few years, I'm pretty keen to get some airbag suspension because this thing's pretty low and our driveway is not the best, so it's pretty hard to get up and down our driveway without scraping it. And also New Zealand roads also aren't the best. A few potholes will scrape this thing on the ground. Also, I really like the Midnight Purple 3 R34 GTR color. So in the future, maybe after saving a bit of coin, I'm pretty keen to get it repainted as well. So yeah, that's about it.